We're going to jump right into it today. Hoy vamos a estar hablando acerca de traducciones. Les voy a estar compartiendo un poquito de best practices and like tips here and there. Obviously, we're not going to complete a translation porque de nada te sirve a ti ver la traducción que alguien más necesita. Tú necesitas enfocarte en las cosas que tú necesitas hacer para tu propio documento, okay? So I'm going to be just very quickly just going through some of the tips, okay? So, el día de hoy vamos a estar hablando acerca de cómo de hacer nuestras propias translations, but we will also be discussing other alternatives if you don't plan on doing your own translations. So, stick around. Obviously, most of us are able to do our own translations, pero pues no todos vamos a poder hacerlo porque pues una traducción como quiera es un documento importante en tu paquete. Todos los documentos, every single document that you submit to USCIS must be accompanied by a translation if it's not in English, right? So if you submit any other language, a document that is in any other language, you're going to have to accompany it by a translation that is in English. And every single translation has to be certified. What does that mean? A certified translation certification statement básicamente es que el translator, la persona que está traduciendo, certifique o haga un statement diciendo I am fluent, I am competent, and I'm translating this document accurately, ¿verdad? Le podemos poner crema a nuestros tacos a otras cosas, pero las traducciones no. The translation must be completed exactly how the original document is, right? It shouldn't be more elaborate, and you shouldn't embellish, you shouldn't fix typos, you shouldn't fix dates. It is an accurate translation of the original document. And that's what the certification is, okay? So first, we're going to be discussing for those people that should not be doing their translations, okay? So if you're not fluent, si tú no hablas bien el idioma que estás traduciendo ni el idioma de inglés, you should not be doing your own translations. Obviously, because that means that you're translating, based on whatever a software is going to tell you, and you're not going to be able to certify for yourself that this is accurate. So if you're not fluent, you shouldn't be doing your own translations. If you're too busy to complete your own translations on a timely manner, if you're too busy to finish one translation and you notice that you're taking too long and you're not able to continue to the next part of your application process, you should. There's people that have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, their kids, they're not able to do their own translations, and translations is tedious work. So I wanted to go ahead and put this out for you porque you know your schedule, you know your capabilities. I don't know them, okay? So first you got to make that decision, okay? Remember, nuestro Advance Parole, our Advance Parole packet has some type of time limit, right? Because once we get our information, once we get our evidence, we don't have unlimited time to just work on our translations for months. No, we need to continue the packet in order to complete it. Translation is just one part of this big packet. It's an important one, but it shouldn't be the one that determines whether or not you finish your packet, okay? So si tú estás viendo que no estás pudiendo because it's very tedious work, consider just freaking paying for the translation. It is no big deal. You're still going to be saving thousands of dollars probably by doing your own application process. Es más, cuando hacemos nuestra aplicación por medio de un abogado o cualquier otra organización, las traducciones no son parte del fee. Eso es aparte. They charge their fee plus they charge for translations. So it is something completely different. You can do your own translations then too, if you decide to. If you don't want to pay for translations. In this case, we're all here doing our own application process. So you just have to be very honest to yourself, right? So what are my recommendations if you are planning to do your own packet and you feel that, that you're not fluent, that you don't have time? Well, my recommendation is going to be our own people, which is not our own people, our own community, right? Les voy a mandar aquí en el paquete, en el Give me 1 second. Voy a mandarles en el WhatsApp el documento. Mire que no se los he enviado. Ok, entonces ya le mandé los assignments para esta semana. And when you open it, ¿verdad? You're going to see this document, right? Your assignments. So if you think you're one of these people that I'm mentioning, and I mention it at first, porque si no planeas hacerlas, ni tienes que escucharme el resto de la del meeting today. But if this is you, you have a red botoncito, un botoncito rojo en tus assignments document. Remember, this is the bootcamp is for accountability, but it's also to get you to finish every single step. So if you determine that translations is going to give you a super hard time and it's just going to like completely mess you up and take too long for you out of your personal time and you want to just pay for it, está bien. That is fine with me. However, no mandes tus traducciones a cualquier menso, Tienen que ser traducciones competentes, pero también son documentos muy, muy personales, documentos que son importantes, no nada más para ti, pero some of us for our family members. So you don't want to just send and submit your application, your documents anywhere. Be very, very, very careful. And my recommendation is that you click this red botoncito. Las personas que yo recomiendo en nuestro grupo es Belén y Zuri. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué les recomiendo? Yo no le voy a ganar nada de esas traducciones. Eso es completamente traducciones que ellas hacen. Pero la razón que les recomiendo es porque yo he revisado sus traducciones, sé que son buenas, son personas que en nuestro grupito, ellas dedican tiempo de ellas para contestar preguntas, para estar active, para pour back into the community. Y yo soy muy big on that, right? Like, I don't think people should be taking more than they give. Y por eso es una razón que yo no dejo que cualquier persona vaya y se promueva esos servicios en nuestro grupo, porque para mí es importante apoyar a las personas que nos están apoyando a nosotros, right? Que nos están apoyando a nuestra comunidad. And that is why I like to recommend their services, because I personally reviewed their translations multiple times. Y también because they know about Advance Parole, right? So they know when the things that they should be looking into. Por ejemplo, han podido ver como, por ejemplo, si algo tiene un typo o así, ¿verdad? Y que quieres cambiarlo. He pasado mucho esto, como por ejemplo, la constancia médica, la medical evaluation del family member tiene diferente el nombre al birth certificate. And people submit them y no se dan cuenta, pero they're looking out for that. They're looking out for you. O las fechas, ¿verdad? Que es muy vieja la evidence. They'll flag that for you. So little things like that, they're able to determine and help with. They're going to call it out for you and let you know. So I think that's another benefit of submitting it. Pero obviously, this is completely your decision. You can make your own best judgment. Ellas cobran cada documento $30, o sea, cada página $30 completa. Y las traducciones son buenas. Yo misma las he visto. Entonces, si tú quieres ir esa route de pagar, puedes hacerlo, dependiendo cuántas tienes. You would click ese botoncito, and it literally takes you through the way that you can submit your documents so that they can be translated. So I want to get that out of the way because I know a lot of questions on the attendance came that people just want to pay. And that's okay. No shame on you. Yo también soy muy ocupada en mi vida, que yo considero que a veces las traducciones la verdad no valen la pena los $30 para mí. Yo, like, my time is more sometimes than $30 because I feel like, damn, like, si me voy a tomar 2 horas en una traducción o 3 horas, I'd rather just give that money and focus on other things that I need to work on. So I completely I'm not shaming you. I get you, okay? So let's go to the next page. Ya tienen el assignment sheet. Pueden clic el red botoncito si necesitan submit through the people that I recommend. Si no, ustedes pueden buscar su propio servicio o hacer sus propias traducciones. Okay, so now let's talk about tips and tools and tricks that I feel are important if you're going to be doing your own translation. This is just based on my opinion, of course. La primera cosa es que, of course, we can use Google Translate. Si tú eres fluent, tú vas a poder poner todo tu documento en Google Translate. Y Google Translate se mira así, ¿verdad? You go to www.google.translate y you're going to see it like this. Pones en un lado la original y en el otro lado escoges el lenguaje que quieres traducir. Otro muy importante que tenemos, muy, muy bueno, es el de Microsoft. En Microsoft Word hay un botoncito donde le pones Review aquí en medio y luego le haces click Translate Document después y te va a traducir todo lo que ya habías escrito o lo que tienes en el documento, ¿ok? So esos son 2 tools que yo pienso que son muy, muy buenas. The third one is ChatGPT. ChatGPT es como un artificial intelligence, es como un robot, ¿verdad? Y tú haces type todo lo que tú quieras. So aquí en en la window número 1 le pondrías, por ejemplo, tu párrafo que quieres que te traduzca o lo que quieres con que te ayude y le pones, por ejemplo, la pregunta, ¿verdad? Can you translate the following paragraph? Y luego ChatGPT te va a contestar, yes, tell me the paragraph, right? And then you paste everything that you need translated and it's gonna like spit it out for you. It's a free tool, but just like any free tool that I just mentioned, it is not perfect. And that is why we need to be fluent. ¿Por qué? Porque tú vas a estar certificando que está correcto. Entonces, you do not want to put yourself in a position that you just completely trust that Google Translate or ChatGPT is going to do it perfectly for you, because I can tell you for a fact, it is never 100% correct. It is never 100% right. You always have to make edits and you always have to verify. So once you would finish, then you would verify todo, like every single little thing, and make sure that, ay, mi mamacita me está llamando. And make sure that everything is correct and accurate, because you're going to be certifying. Okay, so now let me share my screen, because the last thing that you could use as a tool to help you translate your documents is that you can use my sample that I provide so that you can kind of like see what a translation looks like, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. And remember, if you click here en la donde dice free guides, you get an email. Once you receive this email, you're able to click the link and it's going to take you to my guide. If you already watched the workshop, you would have already known how to access this. Okay, so en la guía, lo que tú vas a hacer es que vas a irte a los botoncitos donde diga birth certificate sample. And if you see this, you can see it's very simple. You don't need to be putting logos. You don't need to be putting borders. No necesitas hacer nada de lo fancy. No es un requisito. Una traducción correcta, lo único que necesitas es lo siguiente, okay? One, that when you're seeing the original, por ejemplo aquí, ¿verdad? Que tiene el emblem aquí en medio. Cuando tiene aquí en medio de este cuadrito está como el sello, se podría decir, ¿verdad? El sello de mexicano. Tú lo vas a nada más nombrar. Official Government Seal. Boom. You just name it. You don't have to make this like Photoshop version ni nada. Okay. So, por ejemplo, donde dice nombre aquí en la izquierda, hacia la izquierda aquí como dice nombre, first name, last name, ¿verdad? Second last name. Igual como lo miras en la original one, ¿verdad? Igual nombre, apellido, segundo nombre, igual va a estar en la traducción. O sea, en la misma orden de izquierda a derecho y en la misma como sección, como para que cuando una persona que no sabe español lo revise, pueda darse cuenta más o menos dónde está lo que están viendo, dónde está en el original document, right? That's like a best practice for translations. Otra cosa que quieres asegurarte es que si está en una página, que trates de completarlo en una página. A veces no se puede de a tiro. But best practice is to try to do it in one page if the original document is in one page, okay? The other thing is that if there's, for example, any type of typos, like, por ejemplo, si mi nombre fuera, I love ChatGPT. Me too. I love ChatGPT. It really is helpful. So, like, let's say my name was María González, con una Z al último. Y en el certificate lo tienen equivocado, ¿verdad? Lo que tienen con S, tu pariente, y tú sabes que el tuyo está con Z y son familiares, debería estar igual, el de alguien está incorrecto. En tu traducción, eso tú no lo vas a tratar de corregir. No hay correcciones en traducciones, ¿ok? You're going to put it wrong, like it, with the S as you're seeing the translation. And you could explain that, for example, that typo on your sworn affidavit, okay? No lo necesitas explicar en tu traducción. Tu traducción debe de ser accurate and correct, of the original version. Y en tu sworn affidavit, por ejemplo, pudieras tú explicar, ¿verdad? Or, my grandpa's birth certificate has a typo, and, like, just kind of like mentioning it briefly. You don't have to, like, look for another evidence or look for another reason to apply just because the last names don't match. That is actually very common. Mucha gente tiene como diferentes familiares que tienen diferentes letras en sus apellidos, aunque son familiares y son la misma cosa. So, por ejemplo, de hecho, esto está en mi familia, de que algunos tenemos Vázquez con doble Z, algunos tenemos Vázquez con S y luego Z. It's just a mess. So it's very common, okay? Okay. Questions that I really wanted to mention for you guys is the translation certification statement, okay? So, como les mencioné, igual en la guía, igual you go to my link, then you go to my, ¿cómo se llama? You go to my botoncito donde dice free guides, you can subscribe and you get it automatically así gratis, okay? Those templates are very helpful como para darte una idea, but obviously you can edit them accordingly. No necesitas hacerlo igualito, ¿verdad? But it is a good idea to review it so that you know what your translation certification statement needs to have. So once you get the email, you click the link, okay? Donde dice birth certificate template para ver lo de los certificados, el ejemplo. But you would go to access my translation certification template aquí para ver un ejemplo de cómo se mira el translation certification statement, right? It only says I certify that I'm fluent in English and whatever language, and that I'm competent to perform the translation. I certify that my translations are complete and accurate, porque estamos diciendo que no le estamos poniendo crema a nuestros tacos, of the information entitled, y le pones el title of the document, birth certificate for whoever, or constancia médica or doctor's evaluation letter, just the title of the document, and then who it belongs to. Por ejemplo, Ana María González García, and just, so that you have supported, you have translated everything accurately for this supporting evidence on your application. Okay, tu nombre, tu signature, and the date. Todo lo que está en rojo, tú lo vas a remover y editar, obviamente. Do not ask me for permission to edit this document. I cannot authorize you to edit this document because everybody sees it. Oh, no me están viendo, ¿verdad? No, chingo. Hold on, yo. Creo que estoy en el equivocado. The share. So here I go again. Sorry, y'all. Pero así es como se mira el Translation Certification Statement. Igual, como les dije hace ratito, les dicen en qué lenguajes you're fluent. You certify that you're completing it accurately, and you put the name of the document, your last name and your signature, your date. O sea, eso es como que lo basic que necesita un Translation Certification Statement. So just to get this clear, we also have to translate the medical evaluations. Jessica, just to get this clear for everyone here, every single thing that it's not in English must be accompanied by a translation in English in order to be submitted to USCIS. And that's not just for Advance Parole. That's for everything we submit to them, okay? So yes, the certificates, the constancia médica, the doctor's evaluation, if you have any document that you're going to be submitting in any other language, it has to have a translation, because if not, your package will get returned, okay? It's not even a maybe. It will get returned. That they're very big on that, okay? For the signatures at the bottom, do you just type their name? No, you can put signature, como firma, and that's it. You don't need to copy their signature. You don't need to do anything. You like for emblems, stamps, logos, borders, you can just like name what it is, or signatures, QR codes. There's a lot of electronic signatures too, or even barcodes. You can just like name it, barcode, QR code, electronic signature. I see. I think we also should save an extra copy of the translation, so if we need to submit them to adjustment of status in the future. That is not just a great idea. Everyone should be saving a copy of everything. I'm not just talking about translation certification, translations. No, everything, just the entire package. And we're going to be talking about this more as the bootcamp continues. But one of our last meetings will be that you saving every single document that you're going to be sending to USCIS, because we have to have a record of exactly what we have submitted to USCIS for us but also if we ever need to use it, we have it. Okay, and I'm not saying physical. I'm saying a virtual copy, like emailing yourself a copy so that you can always have access to. No importa si ese documento, se lo come tu perro. No, you're still gonna have it because it's there. It's in your email. It's safe. Okay. Translation certification statement para cada documento, correcto. Technically, we could list them, pero they do prefer one for each porque if for some reason they don't see that everyone is listed, they're still gonna like send you an RFE or send you the document back. So safest thing for you to do is one for each document that you're translating. If it fits at the bottom, you can add it on the bottom like a separate paragraph. Like let's say your document is super small and you have still like half a page and you want to like put the translation certification statement, you can do that también. Okay. Yes, scan everything. That is the best thing we can do. Ok, entonces, esos eran los tips que yo quería dar por ahorita. Quiero hablar ahorita acerca de la attendance, pero antes de que hablemos de la attendance, yo sí les quiero decir que lo de las traducciones no es difícil. Lo único es que es tardado. It's tedious work, right? Like it's a whole job. Translators, they get paid for their job because it is tedious. So if you're fluent and you have time and you want to do it, no te desanimes. You can do it. I believe in you. Y si por algo, ¿verdad? No es ese tu caso, that's also fine. Don't shoot yourself on the foot. Don't think that you have to like do your own translations and like force yourself to like, stay up all night to do your translation and you got to work. No, it's fine. Like esas son cositas que we can like spare, especially because we are doing our own package and we're saving a lot of money. So we want it to be correct. So if you're not fluent, don't even go for it. Okay. A mí me funciona mucho el Microsoft Translate. I love doing that. So like I'll type my document and then translate it. Or in Google Translate, igual. También se puede escanear, pero no, it's not very accurate. Like you can use like a scanning app on your phone and scan your document and then like email it to yourself so that it's already typed. But I find a lot of mistakes on that. So, I mean, for me, it's easier to just like type my own shit. Pero como ustedes, there's people that are a little bit slower at typing and they prefer to scan it and then just like verify that everything is correct. You can do that too. Okay, so si no hay preguntas, I'm going to be going to the next thing that we need to cover, which is the attendance, okay? La attendance de esta semana no fue muy buena. Sí, ya, yo la chequeé ayer y miren, ya somos 50. Okay, I was like super disappointed, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was super disappointed porque miré que había nada más como 20 and I was like, what the hell? Like, ¿cómo que nada más 20 han hecho su attendance? Ya venía yo ready para regañarlos. So I'm glad that more people were able to do their translation, their attendance yesterday and today. Okay, entonces let's continue, okay? Okay, so Maria Paz, ya te contesté. I have the evidence for my grandmother, which is in bed rest. I'm doing my research and trying to translate my document because it's a lot. Yeah, I feel you. My question would only be, I have hospital visits, medicine receipts. She has taken a lot up to the hospital. Okay, you have a lot of evidence. I see what you mean. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I have a paper that states that she has in the condition, etc. Should I try to get a doctor's diagnosis of what it needs to be translated so that it can just be only as evidence? Or should it be best to translate everything as in a single document that I have of hers? That is a really good question, Alma. Yes, obviously, like if you're trying to get like multiple visits, I would encourage that you submit like multiple evidence because you're asking for a little bit more, right? Or like if you see that she periodically goes to visits, it's easy for you to prove that, hey, I need multiple visits because I want to be able to go for her surgery, go for her follow-up. But it's you can do that. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to get it if you just submit one document. It's just better chances, and that's what we've seen. Yeah, we recommend on the evaluación médica because of this, because there's different ways to prove evidence when you're going to see a family member who's sick. But obviously, the more we have to translate. So, a medical diagnosis, una constancia médica, te lo dice todo en un papel y normalmente les hacen laboratorio, rayos X o cosas para revisarlos a ellos y luego determinar qué es lo que tienen o revisan su récord médico y todo eso. So, that can be enough for you to get approved. So it's just up to you if you want to, le quieres echar más crema al taco or si you think that that's enough. It also depends what type of document you have. If you feel that it's very weak and it doesn't look like a humanitarian reason and you want to, add a little bit more of evidence, you can also do that, okay? But let's say I have a dental letter estimate of one for here. Need more things added to the backup as a backup. Should I use all that as evidence? I don't know why you need more things added to backup. I don't understand that. On dental, what else could I add or state that I need to take care of my grandparents? For dental, we have seen multiple entries be approved with just dental. Like most of the time, you don't need more stuff to get multiple entries for dental because the procedures are, for example, to get surgery, which is que te saquen las muelas del juicio, or braces, or ¿cómo se llaman esos? Veneers. ¿Cómo se llaman? No, creo que sí. So anyways, those are things that require follow-up visits, and usually that should be enough. Obviously, you would need the evidence from here, the estimate here, and then also the one from Mexico. It also helps to have like x-rays, right? Because it's, they can see that you went to the doctor, and with those x-rays, the doctor in Mexico, they were able to give you an estimate for their prices and things like that. But I have seen others get approved without even x-rays. So you just never know, okay? Alrighty, let me go to the next one. Esta es una muy buena pregunta. Dice, ¿tengo que notarizar las traducciones? No es necesario, con que las certifiques. Eso sí es necesario, ¿ok? Okay, awesome. I'm happy for you, Paloma. Ya vas por menos. Okay, perfect. Qué bueno, January. Okay, I already have the doctor's note. If I'm going to see my mother, all I need to prove the relationship is my birth certificate with her and my name on it. Yes. It is good to still include her birth certificate, even though it's on yours, but you would only need those two and that's it. Just to like make it clear that is your mom, right? Because you need an ID for her. So it would be her constancia médica with her birth certificate and then your birth certificate. Unless you don't have her birth certificate, you could also get an ID of hers, like a matrícula consular or like a tarjeta de lector or something that has her name, her date of birth, and her last name. Okay. Because of her health, she struggles. Yeah, get her ID. Yeah, you will still need to identify her. Like, so we need ID documents that are like identifying us as a person, and then also the evidence that supports the reason you're traveling. Betty is waiting for my dental estimates. Yay! Okay, grandma's certificate, that's its second reason. Okay, that's a good idea. If you want to have a second reason, that's okay. Pero les digo, yo he mirado gente ser aprobada para razones dentales para múltiples. Okay. Tengo mi driver's license expirada. La necesito vigente para poder aplicar para Advance Parole. No hay citas soon. Okay, you don't need it to apply, but you still include a copy of your expired one. It is a good idea to have it though. Like, always try to have your documents como in regla, so that you're, if they ask your documentation when you're abroad, you have it and it's not expired. So definitely work on that. But you don't necessarily need an unexpired ID to do Advance Parole. Okay, mientras tengas. Y también, por ejemplo, el pasaporte no lo necesitan para aplicar para Advance Parole, pero sí lo necesitamos para viajar. Entonces, still get it. María dice, mi tía me está consiguiendo una carta humanitaria de mi abuelita que tiene diabetes y otras condiciones médicas. Hoy tomé la carta del grupo, pero mostrarle para cómo pedirla. Necesitaría ayuda con la traducción. Ok. No tengo preguntas en el momento. Perfecto. Yo tengo mi partida de nacimiento y la de mi mamá. Ok. ¿Tu acta de nacimiento? Las actas de defunción de mi tío, hermano mío. Ok. ¿Necesitaré algo más? Déjame saber. Soy bien bruta. Don't you ever call yourself bruta again. You have a lot of information. That's good. Ya nomás necesitas trabajar en las formas, en el cover letter, en las translations, pero eso suena como bien. Tienes las actas y tienes muchas razones. Entonces, you just need to make your mind of what. Algunas personas lo que hacen es que este año aplican con unas razones y el año que viene con otras, porque podemos seguir pidiéndolo mientras sigamos teniendo la necesidad de hacer Advance Parole. Yo mandé por la nota del doctor de mi abuela y acta de defunción de mi abuelo, a lo mejor el lunes. Ok, perfecto. Y recuerden, si necesitan asistencia en la traducción, ya saben quién les recomiendo yo. ¿Por qué? Porque yo he visto las traducciones, he visto cómo identifican problemitas que ellas ven y les hacen saber a las personas. Entonces, I love to have that in our group y es por eso que ellas son las personas que recomiendo. Aparte porque pues son personas que apoyan a nuestra comunidad y que están pouring back into our community. They're not just here to take, and I appreciate them a lot for that. Okay. And they're also my friends. You know, they've become part of my friend circle because they're so engaged in the group and sharing and answering questions y todo eso. So I really love them for that. Así que es una manera que nosotros también podemos apoyarlas a ellas. Would I need the X-rays from the dentist or will the estimates be enough? I've seen people get approved without X-rays, but a lot of people add X-rays. So it just depends on your dentist and what they require from you. Another question is, I also have the death certificate from my both grandparents, and they also both look different. My paternal weight is more detailed than my, okay. It doesn't matter if they're totally different. They're still their original documents. Algunos son documentos muy viejitos. They're very like old documents that, you know, that are different versions. That's okay. So yeah, it's an acta de defunción. There's no problem. Another question that I have received, not on this one yet, I don't think in this bootcamp, but it has come up in others, is the question is, do I need the latest version of the document, like, right? Because they update birth certificates and acta de defunciones. We do not need the latest one for Advance Parole. For other USCIS applications, yes, we do. We need the latest ones, but not for this. Okay. No questions. Yay. Pues andamos bien. Okay, I have grandmother's doctor's note. Only need to be translated. Okay, perfect. No questions. I will need help translating documents. Ya sabes con quién te recomiendo. The content, can you? Yes. Ya les puse. You just click the red botoncito. Ahorita we can go over it so you guys can see. No questions. Okay, perfect. My grandmother has a doctor's appointment coming up to the I am in the process of getting a copy of my grandparents. Perfect. No questions. Collecting evidence. Okay. Waiting for my passport to arrive. Sí, chicos, si todavía no han metido lo del pasaporte, pónganse de trucha con eso, ¿ok? Porque si todavía no lo tienen, se puede tardar meses en agarrar la cita y todo el merequetengue. So just get that, start working on that also. So that's a good idea. No questions. We have a letter from my grandparents' diabetes waiting for his birthday and birth certificate. Perfect. Okay. What other evidence can I provide for dental besides x-ray codes? That's just what your doctor recommends. The like whatever recommendations they give you, they provide for you. That's what you can do for them. That's what you can ¿cómo se dice? Ay. That's what you no sé qué dice. No se estaba, ¿cómo se dice? Moving with me the thing. Okay. But anyways, yeah, whatever your dentist recommends, they're the experts. So they're going to tell you what they need in order to provide you a statement of the prices, o como le dicen, una invoice, or ¿cómo le llaman en español? Se me fue ¿Cómo se llama cuando le pide los precios a alguien en español? ¿Cuota? No, ¿cómo le dices? Estimados, los estimados de los servicios que tú necesitas. And usually they do need x-rays, and that's why they ask for it, because they're not able to like provide you like a suggestion without seeing your teeth first, porque pues son dentistas at the end of the day. Otra cosa muy importante sobre los dentistas, recuerden, no necesitamos estarles explicando nuestros problemas migratorios. Ellos no son abogados de inmigración. Necesitamos hablarles sobre lo que necesitamos y que lo necesitamos en escrito. Okay, just a little reminder for that. Okay. Bueno, entonces esas son todas las preguntitas que yo tenía en el attendance. No sé si aquí en el chat tengo más, pero la otra cosa que quiero hacer es hablar de los announcements que tengo para el día de hoy. Esta semana empezamos los text messages, a textear tú y yo. Si tienes una preguntita que no te has animado a hacer aquí, yo lo entiendo. Para eso es el bootcamp, es para figure out ways that you can get across your own bridges. So, el día miércoles de esta semana voy a estar abriendo los mensajes de ustedes durante 24 horas, ¿ok? Y lo hago en orden, así que make sure that el miércoles me mandas tus mensajitos y yo te voy a estar contestando ya sea por texto o por voice message, ¿verdad? Dependiendo qué tipo de pregunta tienes. Igual les voy a mandar un reminder en el grupo. El miércoles en la tardecita les voy a mandar, hey, si no has mandado tu pregunta, mándala, pero les doy primero prioridad a los que están aquí viéndome. El miércoles, manda tu pregunta y las voy a estar contestando en orden, así que tú manda la tuya, aunque no mires el reminder. Yo en la tarde les voy a dar un reminder nada más para los que vean los soncillos que no se acuerden o los que no asistieron o no han visto ¿cómo se llama? El check-in. So, just make sure that el miércoles, si tú tienes una pregunta que has querido estar haciendo, esa es tu oportunidad de tener ese tipo de conversación y we'll figure it out, ¿verdad? Obviamente yo no sé todo, pero si lo poco que sé te lo puedo compartir, para mí eso es suficiente y si puedo también mandarte recursos de información si es que yo no sé la respuesta o a veces hasta también pregunto a otras personas que a lo mejor sepan nada más para tratar de figurarlo contigo, ¿ok? Preguntas sobre eso. Igual, recuerden que para saber cómo, les puedo enseñar aquí otra vez rapidito, cómo encontrarme en el chat, ¿ok? Nada más para los que no saben cómo mandar mensajes de la community, súper rapidito les voy a poner aquí. Es muy simple, pero yo sé que muchas personas no están acostumbradas a usar el WhatsApp, ¿no? So I'm just going to do this right away so that you guys can see it if you're not familiar with that. Ooh. Ok, perfect. Aquí estoy en el grupo, ¿verdad? Esto es el día de hoy. If you go to the top, miran que dice community, aquí dice announcements. Bueno, le das a donde dice community. Y si tú te bajas, ahí me vas a poder ver, vas a poderte verte a ti, your information, y me vas a poder ver a mí. Nada más son las únicas dos personas que cada quien puede ver porque todos los demás es privado. So you just click on it y me mandas mensaje así, ¿ok? Es todo lo que tienes que hacer. Ok. Preguntas sobre eso. El miércoles, si tienen alguna preguntita, y keep it for questions, porque yo sé que a veces que no tienen preguntas y me dicen, no, I don't have questions, I don't need those messages. Guys, trust me, I do not need more messages. So si no tienen una pregunta, do not. Also, do not ask your same question on the attendance. Si ya hicieron su pregunta y ya no tienen otra pregunta para la attendance, that's fine. That's perfect. That's what we want from now on. From now on, instead of the attendance, I'm going to be responding on these messages. So we're not going to have a lot of questions in the attendance, but we will have a lot of private questions, okay? Okay. Entonces, just make sure that you do that. Any questions about the texting? Ok, por último, la próxima semana nos vamos a estar viendo en enero 29 del 2024, que viene siendo lunes, igual va a ser a las 8 p.m. Central Time y vamos a estar hablando acerca del sworn affidavit. So todas esas preguntitas sobre su sworn affidavit, we're going to be knocking those out and we're going to be discussing cómo hacerlo un poquito más jugosito, little tips and tricks that you can use when starting your sworn affidavit. También les voy a estar compartiendo los assignments la semana que viene para el sworn affidavit and tools that can help you write a better sworn affidavit, okay? Perla, no sé, I cannot read your paragraph right now. No manches. No manches, Perla. How do we log in our attendance? Igual, you click the botoncito and let me know if for some reason it's not working. I can check that, pero it should be. I hope so. Me veo. Igual que cada semana, you're going to be logging your attendance. Lo único que obviamente esta semana ya casi no va a haber preguntas, and that's okay. That's what we want. We want those questions, that opportunity for questions, for you guys to take advantage on the one-on-one messages. That is perfectly okay if we don't have a lot of questions this week, okay? El otro recordatorio es, if you want to submit your translation, sería aquí. La translation request form, para que te lo haga alguien en vez de que tú lo hagas. Como ya les compartí en el principio, mi recomendación es que lo hagas así, por medio de nosotros, para que, no por nosotros, porque yo no hago las traducciones, pero yo sí recomiendo a esta Belén y Suri, porque la verdad es que son personas que nos apoyan mucho en nuestra comunidad. So I appreciate them, and obviously if I can support them, that's one way to do it. Their translations are great. Ahí les haces click here. Okay, and when it opens, también esto está en el, it's not working for you. Is it working for other people? Because I'm here on like a, so este es el donde, con el que los mando a ustedes, y este es el que ustedes reciben. Like this is like the public one that I'm checking it from the community as you guys see it. So it should be working because I'm here. Pónganme ahí si alguien más no le está trabajando o si nada más es esta María. Ok, le pones ahí Translation Service. Ok, esos son los métodos de pago para ella. Es $30, para ellas es $30 por página, ya sea que sea por Zelle, Venmo o Cash App. Ustedes lo mandan y toman un screenshot del pago. Ahora le calcula, si tienes 2 páginas que quieres traducir, serían 60. Si tienes una, serían 30. And then once you have that payment, le haces upload documents, and it's going to take you to, okay. Oh, hold on. My email. Hold on, porque I have to log in. Okay, perfect. So once you click on that, it should, not now. Okay, it should take you here, which is a translation request form. And you literally just, no sé por qué está muy borroso. Okay. I'm just going to record the email. Te pones tu nombre, tu WhatsApp number para que ellas puedan contactar. Pon tu WhatsApp number porque eso les ayuda a ellas, que si por algo tienen una pregunta o que es la manera más rápida que ustedes los pueden contestar. Por ejemplo, si miran que hay como un detalle de una typo en la constancia médica o algo que te puedan avisar, they're going to do it. So make sure that you use that, okay? And then this, you tell them exactly what you're submitting so that they know for sure. Like, por ejemplo, estoy mandando 4 documentos o mandando 3 documentos or whatever, you know? Just describe them. Y luego aquí you would upload the file. Y aquí you would upload a screenshot of the payment. Y luego obviamente aquí you would just agree, you know, because you got to agree that it is going to take them time to get back to you with those translations. And obviously once they start your documents, they're not going to be able to just swap them and stuff like that. So todo eso. So you just submit after that, and they'll start you on your translations right away. Okay. Oh. Bueno, y eso es todo lo que yo quería compartirles por hoy. Ya estamos en 50 minutes. So, si tienen alguna preguntita, y si no, nos vemos la semana que viene y vamos a estar hablando acerca de Zone Affidavits. La semana de los assignments va a ser obviamente ver este checking. El día número 2, you're going to start working on your translations, okay? Or if you're not going to work on your translations, then you just click the red botoncito and you submit them. And simultaneously, as you're working on your translations, you should also be gathering your evidence if you don't have it still, okay? So start with the things that you do have and translate them. Por ejemplo, tu birth certificate, you will need to translate it probably. Start with that and still actively be following up about your evidence, ya sea que necesitas la evaluación médica o ya sea que necesitas el acta de defunción, whatever evidence that you're still pending, start working on that, okay? Y obviamente la semana que viene vamos a estar hablando acerca de los sworn affidavits, de attendance. Oigan, chicos, también todos estos logos que están abajo, la del YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, they're clickable. So if you guys ever want to get to any of the social medias quickly, you just click those también and you have access to them. Hasta mi Spotify, si necesitas una playlist mientras estás trabajando en tu Sworn Affidavit o estás trabajando en tus traducciones o estás, ¿verdad? Quieres así como que estar vibing, I have playlists for you. Ponte mi Undocu Pride playlist para que escuches buenas rolas, ¿ok? De todo tengo. Así que just click on those icons. Okay. So make sure that you guys do that, okay? Nos vemos, cuídense mucho la semana que viene and I'll be sending you guys como quiera reminders, okay? Bye, everybody. Dice, I translated my own and they check if I did it correctly. I don't think that they check other people's works, they do translations, so you'll be provided for that. Y tampoco no me manden a mí sus traducciones. I'm not going to be reviewing your work. Imagine si yo me agarro a revisar trabajo de 90 personas, pues no puedo. So please just use your best judgment. If you guys want to use the group, you know, like as a tool, ask your questions there, como pongan su Sworn Affidavit o pongan su translation, pero a mí no me las manden. That is not what the texts are for. The texts are for specific questions, no para que, here, check my work, or here, read all these documents for me. Like, I cannot, guys. No tengo ese tiempo. I wish that I did, but I don't. ¿Ok? Pero les recomiendo que usen el grupito si es que se atoran o quieren como, yo sé que muchos queremos como que se just, you know, like for someone to tell us like another pair of eyes, like letting us know, like, yeah, it looks right to me. And then, you know, that's how we're able to, you know, move forward because we want that confirmation. So I get it, but use the group. De nada, Grace. Thank you, guys. It was nice checking in with you guys. And I know that I started right away porque quería que primero fuera la información que necesitaba darles el día de hoy. Ni les dije hi, but hi. I'm so happy that you guys are still keeping up with the bootcamp. Yo sé que es muy fácil a veces encontrar distracciones durante la semana y no hacer nuestras cosas. But guys, as long as you guys keep up with the family and with the weeks, you're gonna finish on time. Just when the bootcamp finishes, you're gonna finish. So please, please, please get that evidence. Work on those translations. Do not let other things like deter you from your goal. Recuerden que si tu meta es hacerlo en este año, esta es tu oportunidad de hacerlo and to keep up with the group. Do not como que no se les haga fácil, you know, just like give up, like, oh, it feels like a lot. It is not a lot. We're taking it bite-sized pieces week by week so that you don't feel like it's a lot, so that you just like focus on one thing at a time versus, you know, getting overwhelmed with doing the entire packet in one sitting. Like that's almost impossible. You know, most people are not able to do so. Así que be part of the group, stay committed. I believe in you. Like, chicos, I believe in you. Okay, I know that you might feel like, it feels like it's a... Translations is not that big of a deal. It's just time consuming. Igual, si no quieren hacerlas, ahí tienen una opción. No tienen que, you know, you don't have to like dwell on your sorrows. It's okay, move on, you know. It's another checkbox to check. You can do your own translations. No dejen que nadie les diga que no pueden. You can do it as long as you have the time. If you don't have the time, you can still do it. You just submit them for translation and that's it. And you don't have to worry about it. I believe in you. You should believe in yourself too. Nos vemos hasta la próxima semana y mucha suerte con esas traducciones. Ok, cualquier preguntita el miércoles. Remember, miércoles. Bye.